What a big win that is for them. 5-3. Imagine the difference between 5-3 and 4-4 in that division right now. Okay?
A game.
Well, the Chiefs performing the way that they're performing and taking on Marcus Mariota on a Monday night against the Commanders team that has been having trouble stopping people. Okay? And they're going to go to 5-3. You want to stay at that half game. You want that half game that you have in your back pocket on them to still be viable. That week 1 win in Brazil still be viable. And then Denver coming off of that rousing come from behind win, taking on the Cowboys this weekend. That's a tough game for both teams, obviously, the way that everyone's been playing of late. Gotta have it. Gotta have it. Certainly since you just lost to Indianapolis, which is at 6-1. If you're looking at the larger picture, okay? So that was a big W for them to go 5-3, and they have found a tight end, have they not? Oronde Gadsden's kid has been killing it. If you picked him up in fantasy a couple weeks ago, you have enjoyed life. And then Ladidi McConkey.
Ladidi.
I believe Mr. Garvey is coming in next week, back on the program. We'll look forward for Michael Key coming back. But McConkey had 88 yards receiving and a score.
Ladidi McConkey.
Kimani Vidal, everybody.
Yeah. Who I drafted a year too early.
Well, over 100 yards rushing for him. The offense doing what it's doing. The offense getting Joe Alt back could not be bigger for their quarterback.
I loved it when they showed the zoom of his foot and how massive the tape job and brace job was for him to be out there. Huge.
Well, Joe Alt coming back and, Vidal running for over 100 rushing yards for the second time in the last 3 games since Omari and Hampton went on the injured list. And then if you give Justin Herbert time, man, look out below. He's now gotten 3 passing touchdowns in consecutive games for the first time in 4 years. 4 years to make Jim Harbaugh the second person in NFL history to win 60 or more games as a quarterback and now as a head coach. He just won his 60th football game as a head coach in the NFL. And the only other person is in the Hall of Fame, Norm Van Brocklin. Jim won 66 games as a quarterback and now 60 games as head coach. His coaching record in the NFL is 60, 28, and 1. It's a big game for the Chargers. How to have it if you wanted to stay in the mix for the AFC West. Don't forget, of the 5 wins, 3 of them in division. They won them all to start the season. A home game, technically, against Kansas City, a visit to Vegas, and then a home game against Denver, holding serve, doing what they need to do. Their next game is at Tennessee. So, big W for them. And just find somebody in your life who loves you as much as Jim Harbaugh loves Justin Herbert. This is part of Jim's Super Bowl. This is part of the reason why he does have 60 wins as a head coach, is he breathes life and confidence into somebody as good as Justin Herbert. And you could laugh all you want. Well, Justin Herbert doesn't need this sort of conversation about him. But take a look at the guy who was drafted just before him in the draft and his confidence level these days.
You ain't lying.
I mean, Kurt Warner, when we talked about Tua on Wednesday, he was saying his confidence is gone. Said his confidence is shot. So you're just only a few games away from your confidence level being where it needs to be or being completely shot, which is why Jim Harbaugh takes every opportunity to breathe confidence into his quarterback. And last night's post-game press conference is the perfect example, and also the latest edition of the Harbaugh Files.
Sometimes people that are standing on third base think they hit a triple, but they didn't.
The Harbaugh Files.
It's just another thing about Justin Herbert that I don't know how he does it. It's nothing but respect. Be able to actually throw an interception and then come back the next drive. That's the great ones can do that. The great ones. Just measure what they do after something goes bad, after there's an interception. That's the worst thing that can really happen to you as a quarterback. And then chart what they do with the next drive. That near interception, that shakes a lot of guys. Not Justin Herbert, not the great ones. Having played the position, I know what that's like. I mean, it's like your brain, I mean, it's just searing. It is like sirens and whistles and bells going off, like, and to be able to, like, 3, 2, 1, let it go, and then come back and have a scoring drive, and that's another one. That's another one reserved for the best of the best.
The Harbaugh Files.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, Isaiah Rodgers picked off, looked like there was a pick six, and then after further review, ball hit the ground a little bit, moved around. You could make the case that
close.
I know it was close, but comes back on the field, second life, 7-minute, 39-second drive later. Found that kid Gadsden in the end zone. And Gadsden, 77 yards receiving and a touchdown. There you go. That's helpful, to say the least. And they did this on defense without Derwin James, who is arguably a Defensive Player of the Year candidate. We'll see how things move forward with him. The injuries just have to stop at some point. I'm sure there are other teams that are saying, hold our beer on the injury front. But big win for the Chargers, essentially. Hey, you made it all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Check us out every single day streaming live on Disney Plus and the ESPN app, 12 to 3 Eastern.